So to heal complex trauma, we need to regulate our limbic system. The limbic system supports a variety of functions, including emotion, behavior, long-term memory, and olfaction. That's the sense of taste and smell. And emotional life is largely housed in the limbic system, and it critically aids the formation of memories. So the limbic system is involved in lower order emotional processing of input sensory systems and consists of the amygdaloid nuclear complex. Source for that information is Wikipedia. So when information comes in to our brain, it's going to go through the limbic system before it reaches the thinking part of the brain. And this, the amygdala, the limbic system can react much quicker than the thinking part of the brain. So you may find yourself, acting out, doing things before your thinking part of the brain even knows what's going on. And the limbic part of the brain, time and space is meaningless. So you can't tell the difference between something that happened yesterday, something that happened when you were 3. So if you want to stop being hijacked by emotional responses, you need to regulate your limbic system. And so by regulating the limbic system, we're going to be able to go from reacting to acting. And when someone experiences trauma, the amygdala, the emotional part of the brain, actually grows in size, and the hippocampus, the thinking part of the brain, actually becomes smaller. So by having a regular relaxation practice, we can start to reduce the size of the amygdala and increase the size of the hippocampus. So a regular relaxation practice could include hypnosis, qigong, yoga, could be mindfulness, meditation, and reconnecting with your emotions. So when you find yourself maybe experiencing anxiety or anger, what you want to do is to take a SUD score. SUD stands for Subjective Unit of Distress. So you'd ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is this feeling right now? And then 1 not being not too bad, 10 being really terrible. Once you have your SUD score, you can do some exercises to try and reduce it. So one exercise is called box breathing. Box breathing involves breathing in for the count of 5, holding your breath for the count of 5, breathing out for the count of 5, and then holding the space between breaths for the count of 5. So your breathing takes the shape of a box. So if you'd like to try that now, just breathing in for 5, holding your breath for 5, breathing out for 5, then holding the space between breaths for 5. Just trying a few rounds of that. Let me know if you find that relaxing in the chat box. Excellent. Then there's 7-11 breathing. 7-11 breathing involves breathing in for the count of 7, breathing out for the count of 11. Now, the theory on this is that by elongating the out breath, by making the out breath longer than the in breath, you're telling your mind that the information your senses are picking up says there's no threat, that it's safe. Because if your senses were actually picking up a threat, you would be breathing out for longer than you're breathing in. So if you want to try that, breathing in for the count of 7 and then breathing out for 11. And you can change these numbers. As with box breathing, you can reduce the number down. So you're breathing in for 4, holding your breath for 4, breathing out for 4, holding the space between breaths for 4. You could also increase it. So you're breathing in for 6, holding your breath for 6, breathing out for 6, holding the space between breaths for 6. You've got a really good lung capacity. You know, you could make it even higher than that. Same with 7-11 breathing. If you want, you can reduce the number down. So you're breathing in for 5 and breathing out for 9. Whatever works for you. And then we come to EFT. So who's heard of EFT? Let me know in the chat box. Let me know if you want to see me do some EFT. Let me know in the chat box if you want to see an EFT demonstration. Okay. So EFT works on the principle of qi energy. And the Chinese believe in qi energy. They believe it's life force. You know, in Hindu belief, they have prana, which is a similar kind of thing. And the Chinese believe that the qi runs around the body, and if it becomes blocked, it creates bad feeling. So the idea of EFT is kind of similar to acupuncture in that it involves tapping pressure points around the body. And so, yeah, by tapping these points, the belief is that you can unblock the qi energy and restore your feelings or reduce your emotions. So just bringing up the thing here. So as I said, in the workbook, I put this EFT recipe, which you can do on your own. But we'll do a little demonstration now. So to start off with, you want to have a long statement and you want to chop the side of your hand. You can tap it, or you can tap both hands together like so, or you can rub it. And when you do that, you want to repeat a statement 3 times. Makes me very thirsty. So the statement that you'd want to repeat would be, even though I have anxiety, I truly, deeply and completely accept myself, whilst, as I said, tapping or rubbing that point. Even though I have anxiety, I truly, deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have anxiety, I truly, deeply and completely accept myself. And then you go through the meridian points around the body. So the first meridian point is at the top of the head, right in the center, and you tap there, maybe 6 or 7 times, and you'd say, this anxiety. And then between the eyebrow and the nose, right there, you'd say, this anxiety. The corner of the eye, this anxiety. Under the eye, this anxiety. And then under the nose, between the tip of the nose and the top lip, right in that indentation there, this anxiety. And then the chin point, between the bottom lip and the chin, in the indentation there, this anxiety. The collarbone, again, you can use both hands if you want, as you tap the collarbone and you say, this anxiety. Under the arm, if you're a lady, it would be where the bra strap is. And then the thumb, either side of the thumbnail, this anxiety. The index finger, this anxiety. Middle finger, this anxiety. Then you miss out the ring finger and you go to the little finger, this anxiety. Go back to the chop point at the side of the hand, this anxiety. You tap there 15 to 20 times. Once you've done that, you check in with how you're feeling. You take that SUD score again. If the SUD score has gone down, you can do the closing sequence. Usually on the first round, the feelings may actually increase. And it may take a couple more rounds before that SUD score reduces. So once the SUD score has reduced, you do the closing procedure. So between the little finger and the ring finger, in the tendons there, there's a point which is called the 9 gamut point. And again, you can tap there or you can rub there. And you can do the 9 gamut treatment. The 9 gamut treatment is closing the eyes, opening the eyes, looking down to the right, and then looking down to the left, rolling the eyes around one way, and then rolling them around the other way. And then you'd hum a tune. Happy Birthday is the most common thing for people to hum. Then you'd count from 1 to 5 out loud, and then back down again from 5 to 1. And then you'd hum a tune again. And so that is the EFT recipe. Does anyone have any questions with that? Let me know in the chat box.